Okay, so this is the RuPaul's Drag Race finale review. The real one. Because last week's finale review was not a real review because, well, it wasn't a real finale. This week, it actually was the finale, and I've got to say I'm very, very, very pleased that Sharon Needles won. I loved her look on the finale. She had a Ouija board planchette on her forehead. I don't know if I was the only one that kind of got that symbolism, but I'm sure dark and twisted people certainly got it. I first want to start out, though, by saying that I totally do not believe the whole excuse about what did Willem do. First of all, when it first aired, when they first brought the transgression to light, they said that Willem was in trouble for violating the rules that kept everyone on equal footing. So it was an unfair advantage for her based on what she did in the rule breaking. Then it didn't help the other trying to think here. The other queens. So you're thinking either drugs, maybe she tampered with, her dress, she has some extra props or something from home that she wasn't supposed to have, she was taking some type of supplements, maybe she was undergoing a sex change, blah, blah, blah. There were all kinds of rumors out there. Well, my opinion this whole entire time has been that Willem was acting. That it was all just an act. And that Willem didn't do anything wrong. They just needed an excuse to put Fifi and Sharon, who were eventually in the top 3, against each other. And instead of sending one of those two home, they send the winner of the challenge home, which was Willem. I've always felt that Willem was only on the show to provide a plot device for the producers and for RuPaul. And I think that this whole entire time since they kicked her off, I mean, you can even tell it by Untucked. Untucked is not that edited. I mean, everything that takes place in Untucked took place in, what, an hour after the runway challenge? So there's not very much editing that they can do with that. Right after Willem was kicked off, they hinted that they were going to tell us what Willem did. They were very vague. They said, oh, you were disgracing all of your other queens, your fellow queens here on the show. You were doing things that we wouldn't do. You really, really, really disgraced us. And then we're told on this reunion show, this finale, that Willem just had sex with her boyfriend in her hotel room, that he found out where she was at. Now, I don't know, maybe it is just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure every single one of these people have already told their family where they were going to be. Maybe not the hotel that they're staying at, but everybody knows that they're going on a RuPaul's Drag Race. Because for weeks leading up to Willem's ouster, there were videograms coming in from loved ones that knew what they were doing. When we saw the videos where they were getting the acceptance call from RuPaul, from the RuPaul show, and they were finding out they were going to be contestants on this season, some of them had their family and friends right around them. So those people knew. If I remember correctly, did not Sharon Needles and Alaska were in the same room together when they got the phone call? I'm pretty sure that they were there. So they knew where they were at. So they can't say, oh, we aren't supposed to tell anybody where, that we're going on the show. No, everybody already knew. The only shows that you're not supposed to tell are shows like Survivor, Amazing Race, Big Brother. Shows where you're actually going to be... They don't do the cast reveal immediately. They made the cast reveal almost as soon as the show was over. Most people already knew who was going to be on this season before they even did the official cast reveal in November. So, hold on. Okay. That was just my opinion on Willem. And I actually had to edit a lot of that out because I had a lot more opinions on Willem. But I think Willem will be back next season. Willem will definitely be back on the show next season. Will be the Shangela of next season. And I thought it was quite interesting also with Fifi. Her bitchiness really came back to bite her in the end because all those queens on that stage threw shade at her. No one likes her on that show. Even Jiggly, who was supposedly close with Fifi, was crying because Fifi ended up getting her kicked off the show, you know, with strategy. But even Kenya didn't come to Fifi's defense, and Kenya was her best friend on the show. Kenya was actually pretty funny, though, when they brought out Sharo to be the translator. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. And my cat is going to make a really loud noise in a few minutes, so just warning you guys. Probably won't be able to hear her over the air conditioning, but yes. Kenya was hilarious. Madame LaQueer looked fierce. If Madame LaQueer had looked like that throughout the season, she probably would have lasted longer. But she was very meek and mild. Dang it. Alright. Sorry about that. My cat knocked over the phone that I'm recording on. But yeah, like I was saying about Madame LaQueer, she was actually pretty funny when she got to do the library skit. She looked great. She looked fierce. She looked absolutely fierce. I wish she would have been able to do the whole library shade reading with all of the queens. That would have been fun. Maybe Madame LaQueer should do that on YouTube. So Madame LaQueer is on YouTube. Actually, Madame LaQueer is a subscriber to my videos, so I am requesting that Madame LaQueer do a YouTube video where she throws shade at all the queens, and she reads everyone in the library. I think that would be great. I'd watch it. I'd favorite that. Alright, who else on this episode? I have notes here, but they're very haphazard. Because I was just so excited that Sharon Needles won that I really wasn't interested in writing too many notes. Dita. Dita is sweet. Dita is nice. You know, I've seen Dita's performance in videos and things. I love Dita, but her makeup was tragic. Absolutely tragic. It looked like, I don't know if there's something with the lighting on the stage, the colors that were around her, something was making her makeup look jacked up. It wasn't blended well, it stood out, it looked like she had used 3 different colors and only one color ended up on her face showing out. It was like this orange... Ugh, it was a very gross looking. Looked like she had put makeup on 6 days earlier and had fallen asleep and slept for 6 straight days and woke up and came to a reunion show. That's what it looked like. I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. You know, it's really hard balancing a Ouija board planchette on your forehead. I'm sure Sharon Needles actually tied it into her hair or sewed it into her hair or something. But I just have this fixed to my face, like glued to my upper part of my nose, and it's like hanging on one thread of hair up here at the top. I don't know if you can see that or not. It wasn't actually supposed to stay on this long, but since it's on here, I'm going to keep going and see how long it stays on here. I also think about Latrice Royale. I was kind of upset that they didn't show Latrice more. She won like the Miss Congeniality thing, and they made an announcement that she would be returning as a professor on Drag U. Which, I mean, that's cool and all, but they should have given her more moments. I think she should have been able to read some shade. Just like Madame LaQueer. I think it would have been funny if those two would have faced off, and I mean, that would have been cool. Chad Michaels. Chad Michaels was in the top 3, and you knew from the very beginning of this reunion show that Chad Michaels was not going to win. Because the whole storyline arc the entire year has been Sharon versus Fifi. And they played that out. They asked Sharon, you know, what she didn't like about Fifi. No. Hold on. I'm going to have to throw something at my cat. She's going to break a glass candle. Don't. Okay. It's just paper. Not going to hurt her. But, yeah. Sharon said that she found very few redeeming qualities in Fifi. And she kind of left it at that. Then they asked Fifi what she didn't like about Sharon. And Fifi was like, oh, you know, it's not, you know, I know people hated me, but I even didn't like myself when I saw it back on television. And, you know, I'm really not like that. And all the other queens, I loved it. I loved it when she was talking about, oh, I love everyone, I love everyone. And my cable just went out. Hold on. That's kind of strange. I was hearing a noise outside. And then my cable went out. Oh well. I guess I won't be watching TV tonight. But yeah. It was... I am so distracted right now. This is terrible that I'm trying to do a video and I'm actually... Dang it. I know I've had to have done something stupid, like hit the remote or something. I don't know. Anyway. At least I got to see the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race before the cable went out. And I can still see something on the screen, but it's... Anyway. Back to Chad Michaels is what I'm actually was supposed to be talking about. Chad Michaels, you knew from the very beginning that she was not going to win because she's too professional and too... too careful with her words. That's what it is. She's too professional and too careful, too mature with her words. You knew she wasn't going to win. She really didn't seem like she was in it to win it on that stage. She was just sitting there meek and mild. When RuPaul would ask her a question, she would answer it. But she was just too professional. And she just did not have the spark or the energy that the other queens had, so... But, yeah, there were... All the other queens were also there from previous seasons that were out in the audience. I saw Carmen Carrera quite a bit. I'm pretty sure I saw Raven once or twice. Thought I saw Nina Flowers in one shot. There was one shot that was Raja. But Raja was just completely had her face covered and was in this weird outfit. Raja was trying to remind us that she was the Dark Queen last year. She was the Sharon Needles of last season. Sharon Needles just really upped the ante this season and completely outshined Raja. Raja will be quickly forgotten. But, just like Tyra... There we go. It fell off finally. Alright. But yeah, that was my review of this finale. Again, there's not much to review because not much happened. Just happy that Sharon Needles won, and I'm looking forward to the All-Star season to see who's actually going to be on the All-Star season. And then I know next season, season 5, I'm pretty sure Willem will be back on the show. And I'm also pretty sure that Alaska will finally get her shot in the sun. Now, since Sharon Needles won this season, everyone will be coming for Alaska. So Alaska better be very impressive on the show next year, because it's going to be tough for Alaska to win next year. But the stakes have just been upped, and RuPaul and the judges are going to want to see somebody other than a Sharon Needles knockoff. Which I'm not saying that Alaska is a knockoff of Sharon. I'm just saying that their drag styles are very similar. And I think, in most people's minds, the Dark Queen role can never be bigger than Sharon Needles now. You know, Raja tried to fill that last year, and she did an okay job. Nina Flowers, a few years back, you know, she was pretty dark, and she did a pretty good job, but Sharon Needles is just taking it to a whole new level. And I don't think anybody will ever surpass that, but we'll see what Alaska can do next year. Yes, we will see. But I don't know what show I'm going to review next. There'll probably be a month or two hiatus. I'll probably just be doing random blogs. But then Big Brother will be starting, and I've already talked to a few people about how I want to do the Big Brother reviews. I don't really want to just sit there verbatim, because everybody that watches Big Brother already watches the live feeds, so most of them are already going to know what I'm reviewing anyway, or what I'm talking about. So I was thinking about doing a green screen feature where I would actually be sitting in the house pretending like I'm interacting with the house guests based on, you know, just chatter and everything. The video clips from the house, from the live feeds. I don't know how I would do that, but I'm going to try it and see how it goes. But until, I was about to say until next time, but there's not going to be a next time. Until next season, well, until the All-Star season for RuPaul's Drag Race. But in the meantime, keep viewing my blogs. I'll do more frequent mini-blogs on just random shit. And there comes the air conditioning again, so you're probably not going to be able to hear me. But until next time, bye-bye.